An infamous character within pop culture is Dracula, the king of vampires himself. With numerous productions from movies, TV shows, and even theater, one of the newest is BBC's miniseries that premiered at the start of 2020. After all, for all we know, the Count himself was the one who started this pandemic that we see ourselves in today. In promotion of the series, BBC, in collaboration with Talon, created a unique billboard placed in London and Birmingham, which featured a different approach when compared to traditional billboards, using shadow art. In this video essay, I will be analyzing how the billboard incorporates semiotics and vampire myths within pop culture. The two main elements I'm going to be focusing on in this video essay is the bloody stakes and shadow art. Perhaps one of the most iconic weapons used to kill vampires is the wooden stake. Though the jury is still out whether it kills or just immobilizes a vampire, but in the end, I don't think anyone wants a wooden stake through their own heart. This concept actually initially started with the idea if a corpse was pinned to the ground or coffin, it couldn't rise as a vampire. So taking that into the thought process, the notion and idea that the stakes are forming the shadow silhouette of Dracula on the billboard is quite a symbolic sign. It could mean so much things about if it's is it just a red herring, or is it a hint in the show how Dracula might die? There isn't really actually any clear thought, but it's kind of an idea that gets the audience thinking about the show itself. The use of shadow art to create Dracula's fang, I would say, is quite an ingenious approach, because not only do we get this unique approach to designing and constructing a billboard, but we also get to see another featured weakness of a vampire: sunlight. After all, the silhouette of Dracula is only seen when vampires are most powerful, at night. Then during the day, the billboard goes back to being this mysterious, kind of abstract billboard, which loses a lot of its meaning, which I would say is very symbolic of vampires themselves, because vampires are only feared at night. During the day, we're not going to fear them, because then they're not a threat. This is probably the most ingenious part, because it's feeding us, the audience, our own knowledge of vampire lore that we've already gathered from other pop culture productions. And the use of vampire lore and myths are clear from making an iconic vampire weakness a featured element. The bloody stakes are the one designing this silhouette. But what do you think? Does this billboard deserve the viral status it received and the numerous award nominations and wins? Or is it just another way that a TV show and production company has learned to market the series?